The pile of gravel nowadays located on the Cape of Presta once was a bold 2-story cannon tower built for around 20 cannon and 125 men. 12 similar towers were planned, some of them larger than the one on Presta. For example, the island northeast of the point was planned to host a tower of 300 men and 55 cannon. In the end, only 3 towers were built. Of these, the one on Presta was the first one, finished in the 1840s. The tower was colourful with its red granite and white embrasures. The white granite around the embrasures was imported and of superior quality compared with the local red granite. It had to be, as the pressure on the walls from firing the cannon was tremendous. It looked good, but it had the disadvantage of making the embrasures highly visible and an easy target for enemy fire. In the Battle of 1854, when French and British troops conquered Bomersund, the tower at Presta played only a marginal role. Thus it suffered only marginal damage. But it was destroyed only a few weeks after the battle by 6 tons of gunpowder. Thus the Allies neutralized the threat it once posed. Later the site was used as a source of building material for many years to come. That is why there is so little left to see today. The small inlet southwest from the Cape was planned to become a harbour for cannon sloops. 100 armed vessels would make a mobile force of artillery in the defence of the fortress. The plans were never realised, and no cannon sloops participated in the defence when the battle stood in 1854. Further inwards, on the island's eastward side, on the other side of the inlet, lies a cemetery, or rather a few cemeteries. In the earth of these cemeteries rest the people who once inhabited the area. People of 5 different faiths are buried in the area: Orthodox, Lutherans, Catholics, Jews, and Muslims. When war arrived on Åland, it was followed by a dangerous disease. Almost 700 soldiers died of the cholera spread in the aftermath of war. Around 146 civilian islanders were also killed by the disease. Some of the victims lie buried in the cemeteries on Presta. Disease was a problem for the military also in times of peace. Therefore a hospital was built at Presta, already in the second decade of the 19th century, when Russian troops were first deployed in the area. When large-scale construction works started in 1830, the demand of the Presta hospital also increased. Several wooden buildings were added to the hospital. All the buildings of the hospital were burnt to ashes in 1854. The Russians set fire to all wooden houses and structures in the Bomersund area when they retreated into the fortress. The idea was to prevent enemy troops from getting any kind of shelter or strategic advantage from the buildings. It was a costly strategy and also very unpopular among the local inhabitants.